Welcome friends to Power Plant Guru YouTube channel. Friends, I am a mechanical engineer with around 20 years of experience in the field of power plant, and I used to create small fundamental knowledge series videos for power plant engineers.
So, welcome to our new video in the new year of 2026. And now we will focus on a new series of steam turbines. We have created a good amount of videos on gas turbine related topics. But now I have been receiving requests through different viewers. So, I am trying to create a series for steam turbine. And we will start with the very basics. So here is the first video. Let us go into detail. So in this video, we will talk about what are the different types of steam turbine and basically where these are applied in the real world situations. And we will go into detail. In the next series of videos, we will go into the details of that. Right now, this video is on a high level because we are starting. Let us discuss how we can understand a condensing back pressure and maybe a combined type of turbine where you have condensing and back pressure. I will also try to explain that why these kind of combination or these type of application are required in the real world situations. So here is a very basic sketch. I though know my drawings are not good, but okay, with the mouse, whatever I can do is there. So this is what a very simple thing. Like we have a boiler where I have just shown kind of a heat exchanger that you are putting some heat and converting boiler feed water into steam, and this steam flows through steam turbine and here is the high pressure area, here is the low pressure area. So here is the inlet and here is the outlet. So turbine inlet is whatever highest pressure boiler can generate. Okay, so this is high pressure. And if you want to utilize the full energy which is generated by the boiler, while consumption of some fuel. So whatever energy is available in the steam, you want to utilize it full. Okay. So that is where here is the highest pressure and you want to use that steam while it pass through all the different stages of turbine giving heat and energy output to the rotating wheel, and you are putting a heat exchanger, which is named as condenser, and you are putting some negative pressure into condenser through some ejectors and all. That is a different topic. We have one video on that, and I can explain in some other topic, some other video as well. But here is the point, like you want to extract the full of energy from highest pressure to lowest pressure, and you are utilizing full of this energy. So that is where this is a normal application of steam turbine in any industrial situation where you are putting some energy through boiler feed pump in pressurizing low pressure water to high pressure water. Then high pressure water goes into boiler. It exchanges heat with the heat inside the boiler, convert into steam. Then you have high pressure, high temperature fluid where you want to utilize its all energy where it high pressure and high temperature goes down, and then you are reducing it to lower pressure and lower temperature, and again then you are putting into condenser. So this is how a condensing type steam turbine works. But let's say you have a chemical plant or a refinery or any chemical plant where you need steam, okay, for your process purpose. So let's say you are putting the steam at 110 bar and you need certain amount of power to run your plant, and then you need certain amount of steam also. So for power requirement, what you will do, you will try to utilize certain section of machine to generate power. Maybe I'm just to for the sake of understanding, I'm giving this kind of representation. So let's say you want to utilize your machine for power generation. So you put that steam here, you eh, draw some power till here, and then you think that this steam you utilize for some of your chemical process, and then here you are using steam for heating, and then steam condenses, and then you can put it to again boiler feed pump or condensate cycle. So that is where you are utilizing the steam for generating power, as well as when the power is utilized, you still have certain pressure, certain temperature, and you will have the chemical process requirement where you can match what is the pressure and temperature you require. Accordingly, you can build a steam just like this, a steam turbine, sorry, just like this big steam turbine, and then you can think of having that kind of back pressure turbine where you may not need this kind of arrangement, where you will have only a steam inlet, some part of the work through turbine, then you have pressure and temperature remaining in the steam, and then you draw that steam and put that into your process plant. There you don't need your condenser and all. So this is what is a back pressure turbine. But now many a time it happens that in process plant, the let's say you don't have this kind of exactly setup where you need only process. So sometimes it happens that your process is down. So what you will do, you have to draw that you cannot shut down the turbine. Okay, let's say your process is down, you don't need that steam as of now. Then what you will do, you cannot stop this turbine, right? Because you need that power again for many other purposes. Maybe some essential power load is there, and you cannot stop and start the turbine frequently. So you need to have a condensing mechanism as well, so that some of your turbine steam is going into condenser, and then you are running this cycle. I mean, completing the cycle. Steam enters from here, pass through turbine, all the stages, goes into compressor, converts into water, and then again the cycle completes. So many a times you have back pressure plus condensing type of application in plant, and there are process plants where you have only back pressure, and like in independent power plant you have mostly condensing cycle only. Now there may be certain further changes to this. Let me give you another example. Okay. Uh, Maybe another. I'll draw something to explain. I'm now trying to explain a case where your turbine steam requirement is dependent on maybe a process plant requirement, and then you can choose to control whatever is coming out of your turbine. Maybe you are drawing some HP steam here, and then you are having some maybe IP steam, then you are having medium pressure steam, and then you are having a condenser also. Let's say whatever process you are running through this IP pressure steam is pressure sensitive or flow sensitive, and then you want to control that. Okay, I need to reduce the steam consumption. I need to change the steam consumption into this process. So in that case, you need to have a control valve. And in that case, this type of extraction is called as controlled extraction. What we call as controlled extraction. So normally this happens in process plant or chemical plant. And here also you may have a control valve which maybe a pressure control valve where depending upon, let's say, you how it will work, if you close the control valve, the whatever opening was there which is coming allowing steam to come down, that speed steam will this port will have a restriction, and that will cause the steam to go into the next stages, and then you can draw some more power with the same kind of total inlet to the turbine. So this is also one way, and many a time it happens that okay, you don't uh, have a controlled extraction, and then maybe normally in maybe large coal-based power plant where you don't have this controlled extraction. So you enter maybe HP steam, there is a condenser, and in between you have one, two, three, four, maybe five, six, seven kind of extraction, and these are simply called lead. So there is no control valve, no control valve. So let's say you are running your machine at 50 megawatt, and you are for 50 megawatt, maybe 200 tons per hour steam you are putting into turbine. Then each bleed will have certain fraction of this 200 megawatt, and according to that 200 ton or 50 megawatt loading, each bleed will have certain fixed steam which will come out from that. And if you increase this 50 megawatt to 100 megawatt, so your bleed is, there is no control there. As you increase load, the steam consumption will increase inside the turbine, and thus your bleed quantity, which steam quantity through bleed, that is also increased. So that is how it is not controllable in terms of you cannot change with your own. It will change based on the total steam flow. So this kind of setup is normally used in independent power plant where you will have a lot of HP heaters and deaerator, which will LP heaters as well, which will use the steam which is drawn from the turbine, and then it is used in the feed water heating purpose. So this is how I think I wanted to explain on condensing type, black pressure type, then a mixed combination. And if it is a mixed combination, there are two types also. One is with controlled extraction, another one is uncontrolled extraction, and also known as bleed valves or bleed steam. Okay, so now coming to impulse and reaction type of categorization for steam turbine. And this might be a very interesting topic while many of you have been through your engineering classes, mechanical engineering classes. So, most of you might be knowing only. If you have forgotten, just think of a turbine which is fixed at its center and free to rotate. An impulse is a turbine when you are hitting or giving an impulse force on the edge of this turbine blade. Okay. So just think of it like you are hitting it and then it is going into a motion. So that is how we can visualize in our head that how impulse turbine will react. And just you can think of another type of turbine where you again have a axis fixed and then you are putting something out from these tubes in opposite direction. It will also give them a thrust in opposite direction, and it will also rotate. So both are rotating, but the type of forces are different. Technically, if you want to understand, then here is a change in pressure and change in velocity. That is what is the difference in impulse and reaction type of turbine. So if you see here in the impulse type of turbine, what is happening is your steam pressure is reducing here in the nozzles or in the static part. Your steam pressure is reducing. Why it is reducing? At the cost of pressure, you are increasing the velocity. And velocity is used to rotate the wheels. So here what we have seen, velocity. Velocity is which is something pushing your turbine wheels. So that is how it is. So impulse turbine, at the cost of pressure, you are increasing velocity and hitting the turbine wheel so that it can take the load or move. And same, sorry, not same, different here in case of reaction turbine, where you are, utilizing again a reaction type where your steam is gliding, or we can say just gliding over the blades to push them in the opposite direction. So here in, if you see the difference is on the moving blade side, here this side, your pressure is also reducing. That is where you can see here the pressure is also reducing, while in an impulse type, in the rotating blade, there is no change in the steam pressure. So that is where there is a change. And normally in all industrial application, there is no single type of impulse or reaction. It is always compounding. And why compounding? We have made another video for that. You can watch that video if you want to understand in detail. I don't want to repeat it, but still, if you have any question, you can ask us in comment section. So there is another type which is based on steam flow and pressure rating. Although this is not very technical, anybody can guess it. So here, what we can see is radial type of flow, where on the radial side we are putting a force which is normally in a Pelton wheel kind of turbine. You put a force on this axis, and that cause it is rotating. And then you have another where you are putting flow through axis of the turbine, and it glides over this, and then you have a reaction force which turns the turbine. And there are certain mixture of also, like first it goes in such a way and then comes in that way. So that is also based on a mixture, like this is a radial, this is a axial, that kind of uh, based on the direction of flow. And there is another kind of differentiation which can make, like low pressure 1 to 10 bar, medium pressure 10 to 40, high pressure 40 to 170, and then these are supercritical boilers which are only used for independent power generation plant. These are applications which are used in mainly process industries or captive power plant. So that is where these are used. So this is what I wanted to cover to start with, and we will pick up certain topics on steam turbine to further start making videos on details. Thank you for watching us. If you like the video, you can appreciate through like button or share to your friends. Thank you very much.